and excited to pick your books.
A thriller, a romance, and a nonfiction.
You might have seen me wear pear eyewear in my videos. I absolutely love them, and the magnetic frames, they make it so easy to swap out your look. This, no cheating, no cheating. It was good, 5 stars. Hello, welcome back to another reading video. It's my wife. This is my wife, Allie. She's never made an appearance over on this channel.
Really?
Well, sometimes you're in the background of things.
Creeping around? Well, I'm excited to be on your channel and excited to pick your books.
That's what we're doing for today's video. My wife picks my books. She's the most indecisive person I know, so we'll see how this goes. Oh, another girl in the video.
The best girl in the world. I am indecisive, but only for myself.
So you think you'll be good?
So I think I'll be decisive for you and change up your usual reading genre.
What do you feel like I usually read? Fairies. Okay, yeah, that's true. You only read thrillers.
Only thrillers.
So
the odd, like, summary type book.
Yes, every once in a while you'll read like a summer romance.
Yeah, I like those too, but only if it's summery out.
Yes.
Not in the winter.
3 books. That's what you're gonna pick.
Okay.
I'm gonna read them and I'll tell you how you do.
Okay.
You picked good ones.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
So, any of these?
Any book on the top shelf, yeah.
Oh God.
I'm interested if you're gonna go with something you've read that you like, or like, how are you gonna
Do you
pick?
know that I'm indecisive? Only for myself though.
You're
so.
yeah, you're so
You've
indecisive.
never read any of these?
Okay, so actually there's 3 that I have read that are out there by accident. Shadow and Bone, Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow, and Casual Vacancy. Not those ones. Anything else?
Oh, I wouldn't have picked those. Okay. Definitely Carley's,
Okay.
because
A romance.
it's gonna be coming out, so I love Carley's.
Allie knows Carley.
I know Carley. I wanna like look at the backs though, for some of them, you know?
Yeah.
This.
Oh.
I feel like
Okay.
it'd be beneficial for you.
That is, yeah. And one more.
You've never read any of these thrillers?
No, none of those thrillers, so pick your favorite.
Oh, this one.
Okay.
Pretty good, I think. I think it was
A thriller, a romance, and a nonfiction.
Which one do you like the best? Like, are you excited for?
Carley's, because I've been meaning to read it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I liked her first one the best. That one second best.
Her second or her third one is going to take place in PEI, where I'm from.
Oh, cool.
I know.
I can't wait for that to come out.
Thank you to Pear Eyewear for sponsoring today's video. You might have seen me wear pear eyewear in my videos. I absolutely love them, and the magnetic frames, they make it so easy to swap out your look. I also love that you can get sunglass toppers. So I got you some.
I know. Okay, my glasses have been broken for so long. They're literally together with super glue, Gorilla Glue.
And the hinge doesn't bend because she had to glue it.
So I was very, very jealous when you got your glasses, and now I have my own. I did kind of copy you in a sense. So I got the clear ones. These are the Casper frames though. You don't have the Casper frames. So you can copy you fully.
Finding your perfect glasses is so easy on paireyewear.com. They have an amazing virtual try-on feature so that you can see how the glasses actually look on you. They have so many frames and toppers to choose from, and you're sure to find one that's going to match your personality. One of the best things about Pear Eyewear is that it's easy to swap out your look because the glasses are magnetic and they have these toppers that you can get in all different kinds of colors and designs.
Yes, there's so many like different ones, but also they come out with like seasonal ones, which is really cool. I feel like at Christmas we should go all out and get Christmassy ones.
We should.
I must also say, for someone indecisive like me, this is amazing, and you don't need to buy multiple pairs of glasses. Like, you can just have one pair of glasses, but they can look as different as you want. Okay, these are the tortoise frames. I look like Smiley, our tortoise-shelled cat. Okay, next are wood grain. And lastly, burgundy. I think my favorite, I can't decide. But the beauty is, I don't need to decide. I can just change them up as much as I want.
Something that I love about my pair of Pear Eyewear is that I went with a sunglass topper because I am blind as a bat. So if I'm wearing my glasses, I don't want to also have prescription eyewear with me when I'm out walking with the kids. Just pop these on
That's actually amazing.
You
And
should
I'm
have got
kind
some.
of mad at myself that I didn't get the sunglasses ones, but I can easily just order a pair.
You can use my code SAMKW15 for 15% off your first order from Pair Eyewear, and you can click the link down below in the description box. I am on a bit of a thriller kick right now. I'm really enjoying thrillers again. So of the 3 books my wife picked, I think I'm gonna go with this one first. It's called The Personal Assistant. I have started it and it's already good. It kind of takes you into the world of social media influencers, and as one, I'm interested to see how that is portrayed. I know it starts where she gains 1 million followers and is celebrating, but the goodwill of her followers turns toxic when one controversial post goes viral in the worst possible way. She reaches out to her personal assistant for damage control, but her assistant has gone silent. This young woman Alex trusted with all her secrets, who had access to her personal information and a front row seat to the pressure points in her marriage and family, is now missing, and the police are looking to Alex and her husband for answers. As Alex digs into AZ's identity, a woman is found murdered. She'll learn that the greatest threat isn't online, but in her own living room. Here we go. The twins are napping, of course, so that gives me a little bit of time to read, starting on chapter 2. Done. And I really enjoyed this. And this book, I think, is a perfect example of how reading is subjective, because I thought this was a good thriller. I gave it 4 stars. I enjoyed it, and I'll explain why in a second. But on Goodreads, I feel like this book is like pulled through the mud, and people do not like it. The Goodreads rating is 3.5 stars, which is low. Like, that's a low rating for a book. As someone that is a social media influencer, I thought that it was interesting, and I feel like they got a lot right about social media and how the world of influencing works. I feel like they got a lot right in this book. I thought it was entertaining. I definitely can see that it could have used a few more twists, and I guess we kind of know who the killer slash bad guy is in this book. For all of it, we know their identity. There is a few reveals, and I found it entertaining. I mean, when I'm reading a book like this, I want to be entertained. I did find that it had a spooky, like, thrilling factor to it, which is also something I look for in a thriller. It was fun to kind of figure out why things were happening, and the ending made sense. I don't know. I just think this is an enjoyable thriller. 4 stars for me. It was enjoyable. I see why Allie liked it and why she recommended it. And now we can read the next book, which I've already started. Book number 2 is a romance. We're gonna read Meet Me at the Lake. It's by Carley Fortune. I'm so excited to read this. I enjoyed her first book a lot. I would have liked the first book that Carley Fortune wrote a lot better if there wasn't like a cheating trope in it, which maybe that was a spoiler. I have been devouring this so far. So this book takes place in Muskoka. Carly's really going for that like vacation town vibe in all her books, it sounds like. Because, I mean, Muskoka, Barry's Bay, which is also like a cottage town, and PEI, all the same vibe. Very fun. So this book follows Fern, who goes back to the resort that her family owns in Muskoka to take things over because her mother tragically passes away in a car accident. And her mother has been running the resort. She finds out that the resort is running on fumes. They don't have money. She needs to come up with a way to keep it going, especially because she wants to sell it. She's never wanted to settle down in her hometown at the resort. She has bigger things on her brain. Basically, it starts when a man named Will comes to stay at the resort. He announces that he's going to be a consultant for the resort and that her mom had hired him, but it turns out she knows Will, and I think that's where things get interesting. Especially because it says on the back, "You and me in 1 year, don't let me down." They were supposed to meet up, we know, 1 year later, and it didn't happen. He didn't show, and they have not spoken since. So I'm really excited about this. Let's dive in and do some reading.
I feel like I am about halfway into this and I'm really liking it. I really enjoy Carley's writing and the visuals, if that makes sense. Is that the right thing? I remember nothing from English class, basically. The way that she writes, I have no problem envisioning what she is explaining, and I'm finding it very immersive, and I'm liking the way that she describes locations. I don't know, it's just a very visual book, if that makes sense. Does it make sense? I'm gonna get better at this, I promise. I'm still working on becoming a professional book talker about her. It's really enjoyable so far. I'm 120 pages in. The twins are still napping, so let's see how far I can get before they wake up. I made it to page 188 before the twins woke up, so I mean, that was good. It's a good book. My goal is actually to finish it today because I feel like I need to get more reading done. My goal of reading this yesterday, finishing it, came true. I finished it. I actually loved this book. I gave it 5 stars. I think it is so cute, and I actually found it like pretty realistic. I don't find many romance books super realistic. Also, the level of spice in this was pretty tame. There was spice and like steamy bits, but they weren't as extremely graphic as you read in some other books, which I appreciated. I just really enjoyed this. I thought it was a really fun read. It had me laughing, it had me smiling, it had me crying. I went through all the emotions with this book, and I just found it so enjoyable to read. So I was really shocked when I went on Goodreads and it wasn't very highly rated. This was my 39th book of the year. That's a lot. So meet me at the lake. I gave it 5 stars. I loved it. It only has 3.71 stars out of 196,000 ratings. So popular book in the amount of people that have read it, but it has majority 4 stars, then 3 stars, then 5 stars. A lot of people preferred Carley's first book to this one, and I actually 100% preferred this book to the first one. Like I said, I'm not into cheating in books. I don't like a cheating trope. It's not feel good for me. Like, I'm not going to be rooting for them in the end if that happens. This, no cheating. No cheating. It was good. 5 stars. I would definitely recommend it as like a fun, easy summer read. It'll be like the perfect book to read by the lake because it takes place in lake resort village town thing. And I usually don't like people on the covers, but I'll make an exception. I think this is a very tasteful cover. I mean, they're very small, and I like that it's like a painting version. Very cute. I loved it. Now, on to the last book that Allie picked. So far, her picks have been really good. I'll have to tell her. But the next book is a nonfiction, so I feel like it's going to take me a while to get through it. Okay, so we are on to book 3, and it is Feel Good Productivity. I honestly haven't been reading much nonfiction lately. I like to listen to my nonfiction. I definitely prefer an audiobook nonfiction to sitting down and reading a physical one. I find it really good for going on walks or cleaning the house to listen to something like that, and I really do enjoy the kind of content. But I haven't sat down and read something like this in a long time, so I am excited for this. This is Feel Good Productivity by Allie Abdaal. I'm really excited. This was an advanced reader copy that I was sent, and I haven't gotten around to reading it yet, obviously, even though it came out in December. So I'm excited to read it and give you my thoughts. I will confess to you, I've started it, and I have my highlighter handy. I don't annotate books. I am not the kind of person that's going to sit there with a highlighter reading my little fairy romance book, highlighting lines I like, leaving little page markers. That's not for me. It reminds me of school. I don't annotate, but there's something about this book. It's really focusing on neuroscience right now and hormones, and I find it very interesting. I actually studied neuroscience in school, so this kind of stuff is super, super interesting to me. That's what my degree is in, is neuroscience. So I love that kind of stuff. So I am excited to actually highlight and take notes and stuff on this book, but you won't catch me doing that with the romance. not someone that reads a ton of self-help books, so I'm finding it hard to kind of quantify how I felt about this book, like give it a star rating. The good. I really enjoyed that it is very psychology and neuroscience based because those are things that really interest me. I did end up highlighting some things that I found helpful, but is this book going to change my life? No. It reinforced that I'm doing some things right and showed me some things that I could be doing better, some things I was doing wrong. I found this book to be more about happiness, kind of, than productivity. I went into this book thinking it was going to be more about productivity and how I can be a more productive person, how I can be more organized, how I can make sure I'm getting the things done that I want to get done and not everything else, like prioritizing, that kind of stuff. And I really don't feel like this book was that. This book was much more big picture, much more about feeling good than the productivity thing, I think. I think I'm just gonna give it 3 stars though, just because it didn't feel life-changing to me. Like, I feel like I didn't actually take that much away from this book. Done! So, I have read all 3 of the books that my wife picked for me to read. And I will say, I'm actually really glad that I did this video because I have a huge physical TBR and I'm adding to it much quicker than I'm taking away from it. And I can probably say with 100% certainty that these are 3 books that I don't even think I would have read this year if she hadn't picked them. And I'm glad. There's 3 books on my TBR. That's great. And they were pretty good reads.
Hello, what are we saying?
I just said, can you come here for a second? I was just saying that I finished the 3 books that you picked for me.
So I'm gonna watch this video because I want to know
what I thought?
Yeah. What was your favorite? Tell me that.
Maybe the Lake. I thought it was so good. You haven't actually read this.
I have. I read almost to the end.
Okay, there's something, I don't know if I've said this, but my wife doesn't finish books. Do you just hear? So she said,
It's
I finished it. I
offensive
read
to
it almost until the end. She regularly
Everyone
will
who
stop.
watches this is going to also be offended,
Right?
probably.
She'll say, I read that book, and she stops with like 50 pages left because she says, I know how it ends.
I know how
even
it
though there's
ends.
always a twist,
No.
especially because she reads thrillers.
I know.
Almost exclusively, and you don't know how they end. There's always a twist at the end. So when she says, oh, that was a good book, she doesn't actually know. She didn't finish it. Okay,
Anyway, that was your favorite.
That was
Okay.
my favorite.
Will you let me pick them again?
Yeah,
in
sure.
3 months.
Yeah. I was saying to my book buddies that I actually really enjoyed that you picked 3 books that I would not have picked for myself. Well, thanks for your help.
You're welcome.
And you're welcome for the gleeks.
Did you tell them?
No, I never told them.
Don't tell them.
Allie,
No.
as a child, referred to her glasses as gleekos, and now we regularly just call glasses gleekos or gleeks.
I was, okay, so I'm like not exactly not weird now.
No,
I'm a
I
little
think-
strange.
I think you're
But
not
I was
weird.
like, I blend into society. But
As a child, did you?
I did not. I was strange. Like, I wish you could show them a picture.
I can. Here's some pictures. I can show them pictures. You underestimate me.
I feel like they speak for themselves, the images.
Yeah, so she referred to her glasses as gleekos.
Also, I look very short. I'm actually taller than you.
Yeah, we're just sitting on pillows.
Anyways, you're welcome for picking your books, and I will be happy to pick them again.
Thank you. All right, and thank you again to Pair Eyewear for sponsoring today's video.
Gleeks.
Gleeks. Send it over some gleeks. Okay, I'll be back here again on Saturday with another video.
See you then.